All right, Coach, we enter the final weekend of the regular season. Conference USA Southern Miss is coming to town. Let's start by talking about Louisiana Tech last weekend. 4 runs, first inning, Friday night, and that just seemed to set the tone for the entire weekend.
We played well. The last two conference road weekends, we've won, 5 out of 6 games, and that's really, really difficult to do. Winning 2 out of 3 at UTSA and then sweeping the series at Louisiana Tech. And really proud of the effort. I thought we played well the first night. We didn't play great on Saturday, but we did enough to win. We got a break by them hitting a ground ball right at us, which ended the game. We turned double play to end the game. And then on Sunday it was their senior day, and they were wired up. They were ready to play. They've got some talented older guys, and they were ready to go. And we matched their energy effort, and we matched their energy level. And we executed, and again, just a really good effort all the way around in a tough place to get to.
Right.
Fly to Dallas and then bus 4 hours to Ruston, so it was a good weekend.
Do you look at the way we're playing now and then go back towards the beginning of the season and say, what if we were playing like this in February, March? Do you not worry about it? Just leave it in the past?
It's part of the process. And again, we talked about it. We knew there was going to be a transition. We knew we were going to be playing a bunch of young guys. You couple that with the weather on the front end, which was just awful. We couldn't even practice there for multiple weeks. And then having 8 season-ending surgeries, with different guys. And it's just, it is what it is. I'm proud of the fact that we've gotten better as time's gone on. I'm proud of the fact that some of our seniors have made progress and understand what the speed of the game is going to be at this level of competition. We've played a schedule going into this weekend against Southern Miss that's in the top 50 nationally. I don't know that with our youth and inexperience and some of the other issues that we were really ready to play that schedule early in the season. But we've gotten better. And this weekend's going to be another challenge, another measuring stick for our program, because Southern Miss is, really them and Rice and maybe a couple other programs have been the premier programs in Conference USA from the first day that the league was formed. And for us to have a chance to measure ourselves again against the elite level competition in this league, I think is a good thing. And we'll play hard. Hopefully we'll execute, but it's going to be another difficult weekend for us.
Last night, a midweek game for the first time in 3 weeks. Logan Shearer, who swung the bat very well at Louisiana Tech, had the walk-off single in the 9th inning. Talk about his progress over the last month or so.
He works, and it's so much different than high school. And he played in a good high school program at East Meck. Those guys do a good job over there. He played in a good travel ball program, with the South Charlotte Panthers. But it's different at this level. Just the speed of it, the consistency of the speed of the game, the travel, the demands every day to be able to be good is different. And, there was some struggles early on this year. He's just scratching the surface, we feel like, the type of player and pitcher that he's got a chance to be. And we've got some other guys, too, that are younger guys or junior college guys that have started to figure out what's going on. And now the transition becomes doing it, as consistently day in and day out as we can. And played really well to start the game last night against Winthrop, then did not play well for 4 or 5 innings, and then played really well again at the end. So, again, part of the process, part of the transition, part of our guys understanding that this is the way it's going to be now moving forward with our competitive non-conference schedule that we play and the league games that we play. It's going to be difficult every day.
How do you get the guys to play, without having that 4 or 5 inning lull, and you go at an 8 or 9 inning complete game? Do you think we've had those throughout the course of the year?
It's a great question. You see, the really good to great programs, their bad periods are for maybe 2 or 3 or 4 games at a time, and then they get it figured out. Some of that's just they're very talented programs, so they can just keep rolling guys out there. Our talent level needs to improve. We need to continue to do a better job recruiting, continue to try to attract more Conference USA level guys, and practicing. I don't think there's much secret that we do a decent job practicing. We do a decent job with our practice structure. The more we've been able to practice, the better we've gotten. So, I don't want to backtrack into January and February and even March, really, but the more we've been able to get out there and practice and address some issues. And our guys need to be given a lot of the credit for that, because they put the work in, and they put the effort in, and they put the time in to make progress.
You mentioned Southern Miss being one of the premier programs in the league. They're right at the top with Rice and UAB, still fighting for a regular season title. What can you tell us about them coming in this weekend?
Well, I think they're a definite at-large team in the NCAA tournament. Hopefully, if they don't win the conference tournament, they got beat by Rice last year in the championship game, and they didn't get an at-large bid, and everybody was just mystified as to how they didn't get an at-large bid last year. They swept Ole Miss. They beat them twice, and Ole Miss is projected to be a host and maybe a 1 seed. They beat Alabama. I mean, they've beaten a lot of good teams. And they played a great non-conference schedule. So it's going to be a challenge for us. They do it the right way. They've got great facilities. They got great fan support. They got a good mix of high school players from their area and junior college players. They've got good coaches that understand, what it's like to compete at the highest level. They've made it to Omaha, several years ago. They won a regional, won a super regional, made it to Omaha. So they've kind of done everything. We have a lot of respect for them, and again, it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they've got good arms on the back end of their bullpen. They've got good starting pitching. They've got some guys in the middle of the order that can really swing the bat, and it's going to be a challenge for us.
Friday is senior day for our 8 seniors. What's it like for you and the coaching staff to go through senior day after recruiting these guys, getting them in here, and having them on your team for at least 2 years?
Well, the goal is to make it as good of an experience all the way around as possible for them, and there's good days and bad days. I think that the thing that really shines through on senior days is we're honest with them. We're honest with them from day one, when we're recruiting them, all the way through the recruiting process, all the way through when they get here as either freshmen or junior college transfers. And I think that the kids, for the most part, appreciate that. And that way there's no miscommunication. They understand what the expectations are. And it leads to a positive deal, and again, we got, 4 seniors that are graduating this year. We got 2 that are already graduated in grad school. Dr. Dubois is doing a special graduation ceremony for the 4 seniors that are graduating this year. He's doing it on Thursday with them, which we really appreciate him reaching out and doing that for our guys and for their parents. And then Fridays, it's about these kids. I mean, as coaches, we try to educate them. We try to do things to put them in a positive situation, but they're the ones that have to do the work, and they need to be given the credit for it. So we'll kind of take a step back as coaches, let them enjoy the weekend, and hopefully we play well. The goal is to try to win all 3 games, and hopefully we can send this senior class out on a positive note.
Now, every year you lose a few seniors here and there, but then when you stop and think about the freshmen like TJ Nichting, Logan Shearer, some of the younger guys that are still going to be here for another 2 or 3 years, what's that like knowing there's some pretty good replacements behind them?
Well, they need to get better. The position player guys need to get out in summer ball, and they need to get better. They need to play. We feel like we've done a decent job of recruiting with the class that we got coming in, with a couple of junior college guys and several high school guys. But they're going to go through the same process that our young guys have gone through this year. There's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be a transition there. So we're going to keep working, keep trying to identify the guys we feel like have Conference USA level ability. And the guys in our program need to get better, pure and simple. They need to make improvement over the summer. They need to make improvement, in fall practice next year. And we need to make improvement, in the early season next year, because it's going to be difficult. Again, we're playing a great non-conference schedule in 2015. We open at the University of Georgia for 3 games. We got Dallas Baptist in here in our bye week in May. We've got Rice on the schedule. I mean, there's just a lot of things and a lot of people that we're playing that are elite level programs. And again, we're going to challenge our guys, and they need to keep working on getting better.
Last question, you mentioned guys getting better. Is that the number one goal for everyone going off to playing summer ball, is to improve from this year to next?
And, we do, like most programs do, we do the exit interviews with them. But they've got a good idea from being around us for a year what their strengths and weaknesses are. And it's a matter of, the guys that address their issues that they have, and they address them in a positive manner and improve those areas of weakness. Those are the guys that have a chance to pitch and play for us moving forward. If they don't address them, then it's going to be difficult, for them to be able to play at a Conference USA level.